Oke, baik semuanya. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat malam semuanya. Good evening, Kas. Good evening, Lilian. How are you? Saya ucapkan terima kasih yang sebesar-besarnya kepada LBOD, peserta, sekaligus dua pembicara kita yang luar biasa yang telah meluangkan waktunya di kegiatan webinar yang bertema peran pengusaha muda internasional dalam menghadapi pandemi Covid-19. Saya nggak nyangka banget bahwa hari ini tuh benar luar biasa banget lancar kegiatannya. Saya ucapkan juga terima kasih kepada semuanya yang telah mensupport, baik LBOD, NSG, dan juga Kas dan Lilian yang telah meluangkan waktu untuk hadir. Oke, I would also like to thank my great friend Kazufumi Watanabe from JCI Japan and Lilian from JCI German. Thank you for taking the time to provide knowledge for all of us. Hopefully having a good impact and amazing benefit for us all. Oke, thank you. Kayaknya sambutannya itu aja ya, Elvi. Energi. Oke, untuk rundown selanjutnya, pembacaan JCI Vision, Mission, dan JCI Create yang dibacakannya oleh saya sendiri. JCI Vision, to be the leading global network of young active citizens. JCI Mission, to provide development opportunity that empower young people to create positive change. JCI Create, we believe that faith in God gives meaning and purpose to human life, that brotherhood of men transcends the sovereignty of nation, that economy justice can be best be won by free men through free enterprise, that government shall be of law rather than of men, that earth great treasure lies in human personality, and that service to humanity is the best work of life. Baik, untuk rundown selanjutnya, pembukaan dari lokal presiden JCI Bogor City sekaligus JCI Introduction. LP Hasbulloh, waktu dan tempat kami persilahkan.
Okay, thank you, my SG or our project director of this agenda. And I say Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening. Konbanwa, Mr. Kazufumi Watanabe, Hajimemashite, watashi no namae wa Hasbulloh desu. Dojo yoroshiku onegaishimasu. And honorable to our friend from Germany, Liliana Ong, and especially honorable to our NSG, JCI Indonesia, Mr. Willie Kay, and I respect to all attendees who have attended here, especially to organizer, Mr. Yoga, we said it to our SG and all team. In this time, I want to share my screen about introduction on JCI Chapter Bogor City. May I share my screen? Okay, this my screen on this agenda, the role of international young entrepreneur in face up to COVID-19 pandemic. And in this time, I want to introduce to all member or attendees on this international discussion that Junior Chamber International, referred as JCI, is non-profit international and non-governmental organization to all young people between 18 and 40 years old. And core purpose of JCI activities is for activities. The first, individual development. Second, community development. The third is business opportunity, and the fourth is international relationship. So bagi kawan-kawan Bogor, all attendees who want to be member of JCI Bogor Cities, you can maybe tapping of the JCI Bogor City membership system. The first is the application applicant can sign up in JCI.cc and get an introduction of JCI Bogor Cities from LBOD. And then the member who want to join JCI and to take a leadership course meeting, then that's the dues fee is maybe in rupiah, and each member will be given a member card that can be used in cafe or coffee shop throughout Bogor, especially, and get special activities and many discount benefits from JCI Bogor City. And in this moment, I want to explain the program JCI Bogor City to fulfill the activities young people in Bogor City, maybe in our condition in pandemic COVID-19. The first agenda is leadership course training. This full year training program for JCI Bogor City members and prospectives. The material is the first JCI curriculum and the second of thematic material. Jadi maybe siapapun yang ingin jadi bagian dari JCI Bogor Cities bisa mendapatkan full year training program ya, melalui leadership course training, JCI curriculum and thematical material. Presenternya atau trainernya itu trainer JCI Indonesia dan juga guest trainer. Ya. This program benefit for 1 year. And the second program is CEO Forum. CEO Forum or CEO Program Forum that presents CEOs of large companies to share leadership and business experience with our members. Or part of a leadership course training series of we won't have it in April and August in this year. So the third agenda, we have leadership talk, the talk show program and leadership discussion that are part of leadership course training but include public training. And we will have in September this year the trainer from JCI Indonesia, local leaders from Bogor City, from government and entrepreneur in our network. So the next program is investment club. Investment club or investment forum, the collaboration from program between JCI Bogor City and Kadin and Indonesian Stock Exchange or Bursa Efek Indonesia to facilitate meeting between entrepreneur and capital owner and the other. We have the first agenda in April and until July maybe we want to have this agenda. And the fifth agenda is JCI co-branding program. Maybe in this program, JCI Bogor City collaboration with many cafe and cafe shop throughout in Bogor especially. Jadi setiap member yang nanti ada logo JCI-nya itu ada dapat diskon di setiap cafe atau cafe shop ya. And maybe their standing banner in all cafe or coffee shop are JCI Bogor City's profile and information for member registration. This our co-branding program. So member get special discount at that places. We by showing our member card in JCI Bogor City. And the next agenda is SDGs Village. We will have this to Bogor City JCI Impact Program that's in one of the village in Bogor City, maybe in central Bogor, with collaboration with the private sector or corporate social responsibility. And then we have national and world program. Maybe if not cancel it, we will to Mr. Kaz City in Japan. Yeah, that's we will have world program in Japan area, and in national program that's like JCI Academy in Medan City and national convention in Bali. Maybe we wait and see when this agenda is established. So World Cleanup Day, World Congress in Japan, this JCI World Program, and our perspective from the role of young in economic sector. We know many activities from Indonesian young people, ya banyak agenda yang dilakukan oleh young people di Indonesia to promote our activity, kemudian juga to empowering youth forum in many activities. Jadi setiap pemuda punya rangkaian masing-masing, dan in Indonesia many people can collaborate satu sama lain, jadi saling memberi dukungan, maybe from JCI or from Indonesian young entrepreneur organization like HIPMI or like Indonesian board of youth organization like KNPI or another young organization. They masing-masing langsung get a program to saling membantu antar sesama, and then they maybe juga mengajak yang lain untuk memberikan contribution agar pandemi ini tetap bisa kita atasi dengan baik. So in another perspective like UKM or small and small business, they maybe banyak terdampak, tapi in Indonesia sudah mulai banyak UKM atau small business have innovation, mengembangkan inovasi melalui berbagai macam activities. That's maybe that's my presentation on this international discussion, and I want to know how Japanese youth organization to give impact to their countries, and how maybe Germany youth organization from our sister Liliana, how the young people in Germany give an impact to their countries. And then I thank to all attendees. Saya ucapkan terima kasih ke seluruh peserta yang respon this agenda, and mudah-mudahan we can kita bisa menjalankan like JCI mission to provide development opportunities that empower young people to create positive change. That's our mission, and that's from me the last speech. And I thanks to our NSG, to Mr. Willie Kay, to memandu acara.
SG.
Ada problem ya NSG sinyal?
Ya, I think LP has a problem. Ya, lanjut dari SG aja.
Oke. Baik, selanjutnya itu akan diserahkan kepada moderator. Moderator kita itu sangat luar biasa sekali, yaitu National Secretary General JCI Indonesia. Kak Willie Kay, waktu dan tempat saya persilahkan.
Thank you SG. Thank you local president for the wonderful keynote speech, and I think saya campur-campur sedikit ya sama bahasa Indonesia. Probably I have to speak a little bit of Indonesian, so it's easier for them to digest. So yes, terima kasih Presiden dan JCI Bogor, keren banget udah ngajak ini ya sampai ke Jepang dan Jerman untuk membuat impact kepada Indonesia, terutama kepada member-member JCI juga. Jadi saya langsung aja, kita kedatangan teman dari Jerman, yang beliau ini juga merupakan founder dari Sprachinstitut Berlin, dan beliau juga sangat aktif sebagai aktivis untuk animal dan orang cacat, dan sejak 2006 sejak 2002 sudah banyak melakukan kegiatan-kegiatan sosial. Beliau juga sudah banyak berkeliling sampai ke Hong Kong, USA, England, Prancis, dan beliau juga bisa 6 bahasa. Luar biasa ya ini. Jadi saya undang Liliana Ong, please, may have a few words.
Yes, thank you very much for that introduction. I'm very happy to be here. I'm very thankful. Thank you very much also Yoga for the wonderful organization. I know that must have been quite some work to do all of this and to manage to get so many people together at the same time over different continents, different countries, different time zones. Quite a challenge probably. Also, thank you so much, NSG of JCI Indonesia, for being here as well. So nice to meet you for the first time. Maybe we get to see each other in person sometime in the future as well. And Hasbulloh, was wonderful meeting you in person in January, actually. I'm so happy that shortly before Corona, I managed to get in contact with you all. I managed to meet you all and Yoga as well, and therefore I'm part of it today. So I really hope that we get to see each other again very soon. So I have prepared also a presentation. Should I share that now?
Yes, you please.
Okay. All right. So I hope you all can see this. So as Willie already mentioned, I am Lilian from Sprachinstitut Berlin. We are a language school in Berlin. But oops, how can I go back? Just a second. But I just want to tell you a little bit about myself. So as mentioned before, I am half German and half Indonesian. So I'm born and raised in Germany, actually, not in Berlin, even though I live in Berlin right now. But my dad is from Bogor. Karena itu saya juga bisa bahasa Indonesia, sedikit-sedikit ya.
Good.
Bahasa Indonesia saya nggak gitu bagus, karena itu saya ngomong bahasa Inggris. So in English, I feel much more comfortable. Which is why I will continue my presentation in English. If you have questions, you may try to ask them to me in Indonesian. I can try to answer, but probably it will be better in English. I have lived quite some time abroad, actually, as you can see. So I've actually started in the US. I've lived in the US, which is why my English is so good. I was actually also working for Puskesmas in Bogor as an internship, which was quite challenging in 2006. It was also fun to also help a little bit in Bogor and to see also my second home in a different light, on a different way. I originally did my bachelor actually in hotel management. So I come from a very service-oriented background. And I have also spent quite some time in Hong Kong for half a year, and I've worked in Spain, and I've also worked in Bali. As hotels in Bali are quite big, I have also worked there. And then finally realized I want to add on top of it a master in strategic management, which I have then done actually in Austria, and have received a double degree in strategic management and also e-commerce and international management. So that was in Austria, which is a little bit similar to German, but not quite. We share the language, but still there are quite some differences in the language. So from all of my time that I spent abroad, I must say the biggest culture shock I had in Austria. But after that, actually, I directly started working in a language school, and was then directly also head of the language school in Berlin. It was a quite big language school with 5 different schools. So we had 2 in Berlin, 1 in Vienna, and in Munich, so quite big, and I was head of one of the schools in Berlin. And that is also where I met my co-founder. So Jennifer, as you can see on the picture, Jennifer is my co-founder from Sprachinstitut Berlin. I founded the company in 2015, and Sprachinstitut Berlin is specialized in teaching only German and English as a foreign language. So we have focused on those 2 languages because when you teach in group classes, it is very important to place the students into the correct language level. And with those languages, we just have the possibility of giving the best possible service there is. Also, our classes are usually business-oriented from a B2 language level. So once you have reached a certain language level, the classes will automatically then turn into business-oriented classes. So the classes will focus on how do you use the language in the business environment, how do you answer the phone, how do you write emails, very general things, but still things that you need in order to use the language in a work environment. The difficulty is that after completing B2, many people are allowed to work in the language that they're learning. But many people just don't feel comfortable yet, which is why we start of teaching them early on what it is like and what it feels like to use the language in a business environment. We have private customers as well as companies as our customers. So we have students that come to our school that we teach, private students in group classes, and we also go into companies. So we teach in companies whenever they want their staff or employees to improve their German or English. It is actually quite big in Berlin, especially to go into companies and teach there, because Berlin is such an international city. There are so many expats that either need to improve their English or also need to learn German in order to get along in Germany and in Berlin. So we have about 70 to 80 teachers. They're all freelancers, so it varies on a monthly basis. Around about 2,500 students per year, and a revenue of 750,000 euros a year. So that is the Sprachinstitut Berlin, the language family for you. You can see here my team, my language family. So there is Sabrina, for example, there is Caroline, there's Nico, and Camilla and Claudia. So we are really a very close family. We help each other. We're a very strong team, which was very important when you want to create a memorable and fun learning experience, because that is basically what Sprachinstitut Berlin is for and what our goal is. So our goal is to be supportive to our students and to help them as best as we can, and to always be there for the students so that they can concentrate on learning and don't have to deal with any additional difficulties. That we kind of have the expertise to also help them learn the right way, because everybody learns a little bit differently, and so they can always come to us and we help them. Yes, and our language school creates this memorable experience in central Berlin. So as you can see, the big sites in Berlin, the Brandenburger Tor, many people know, Alexanderplatz is quite big, and Potsdamer Platz is also quite big, and we are kind of located in the center, directly in the middle there. Our language school has around about 600 square meters. So it is quite big, quite many rooms that the students can come there, can learn, and can improve their language skills. From Sprachinstitut Berlin, for example, to Alexanderplatz, it's just three U-Bahn stations, so it's just 10 minutes. So very close, very central in Berlin. Yes, but of course, then there was Corona. As there was Corona, of course, our students were not allowed to come to our school anymore. And it was quite a shock, as our school was completely organized for in-person contact, or for in-between person contact, for person-to-person learning. We have rather small groups with a maximum of 8 students. But of course, then still, it is not possible with Corona to have 8 students in one room together, with then in addition a teacher. And so it was a little bit hectic. Actually, Corona came to Germany, or let's say the thought of Corona possibly coming to Germany was there quite early. And I think you guys have also experienced it, that at the beginning people were kind of hesitant and were thinking, oh, well, we are not going to go into a lockdown. This is not going to be as crazy as it was in China, for example. This is just going to be easy. But still, very early on, I already thought about, okay, even if Corona is coming to Germany, what can we do? So early on, I already had the thought of doing hybrid courses. Hybrid courses means that in the classroom, you have a couple of students that are in the classroom, and you have a couple of students in addition to that, that enter the classroom from online. So what you need for that is basically you need a big screen in the classroom where you can show all the people that are online, and you need kind of the whole classroom being set up as a conference room so that the teacher can kind of do his class with, for example, 2 students with kind of 1.5 meters apart, and using the whole room, the whole classroom with a lot of space, and then the rest of the students adding kind of to the class from online. So that was my thought and my organization from the beginning, because I thought that we had time until Corona was coming and it would be a slow process. So I still remember on March 11th, I had a meeting with our external marketing company, and we were discussing together how we could market these hybrid courses that I was planning, and how we could organize it, how we can organize the change in the school for the hybrid courses. And we basically had everything set up for that. And then 2 days later, March 13th, I think everybody in Germany will definitely remember that date. That was then the date when the government announced that all schools will be closed as of the upcoming week. And I still remember also the discussion that we had internally in Sprachinstitut Berlin, kind of, do we really need to close because we are not an official school, we're just a language school? Do we fit into the same category? Are we forced to close? Are we not forced to close? But in the end, I made the decision, it doesn't matter if we are forced to close or not. If the schools officially close, we cannot handle the risk to stay open. And we cannot handle the risk also to have a single student then in our school risking receiving corona or receiving an illness. And therefore, 2 days later, after I had already made my wonderful hybrid plan, everything changed, the complete plan changed, and we had to turn all courses online as of Tuesday, March 17th, which we actually managed. It was quite a challenge, but we did manage within those 4 days to have all of our courses up and running completely online. How did we do that? Well, I've showed you my team. There's a reason why I showed you my team, because they really have a wonderful, great team spirit. I couldn't have done it if the team would not have worked with me throughout the weekend. Each of the team members only worked 1 day through the weekend, so they all had 1 day off, but still they worked quite hard, and without saying I can't do that or anything, without any complaint, it was really a great help. And then also the second thing, of course, was training. We had 70 teachers training at that time. So we had to offer them online teaching trainings. So we offered to our teachers to come to the training either in class or join the class online. So we did the teachers training as a hybrid class, kind of. So I tried that out at the first time then. And I remember I decided Friday afternoon kind of that we would go online, and on Friday I already did the first teachers training, and then Saturday I did 3, Sunday I did 3, Monday I did 3, Tuesday I did another 3, and yeah, that was basically it, to make sure that everybody's picked up for being capable to teach also online. But I don't just want to tell you all about me, and all about Sprachinstitut Berlin. No, I want to also give you something. So I want to give you the 7 things that I have learned during this time of Corona, and that I have learned during this time of change. The 7 things that you need in order to embrace the change, in order to see Corona not only as a challenge, but also as an opportunity, which I definitely do by now. So the first thing that I want to share with you is positive thinking. Positive thinking was very, very, very important for me. Winston Churchill, he once said, the positive thinker sees the invisible, feels the intangible, and achieves the impossible. So it is very important that you think positive, because only when you think positive, you can be creative. and only when you join the team in the team spirit and have a team spirit kind of with the team. I still remember after or within the lockdown, I had a meeting with many different language school owners here in Berlin. So we had a regular Skype meeting. We all met up to kind of see what the others are doing. Luckily, the language school business here in Berlin is not that competitive. So we don't see each other as having to fight each other off, but we are rather supportive in a good way. So we have all met up. And I was really surprised at how negative some of the language school owners actually see the challenge or see the change. They have spent their time with formulating letters to the government, for example, asking for refunds for the lost revenue that they have because of Corona. They have expressed their anger about how difficult the students are because they don't want to turn online, and how the students now want a refund and things like that. And they have just expressed so much difficulty and so much negativity that the whole discussion could not focus on the positive things and on the positive change and how you can get out of the change. Instead, it was just about basically staying in the change and enjoying all the negativity, which is very bad. So positive thinking is very important in order to help yourself and also help your company to manage to get out of a crisis. The second thing is also part of that. You have to be a leader. If you are in a crisis like this, you have to have a vision of where the company should go, but at the same time, you need to involve everybody, which can be difficult. In such a time as Corona, like I've told you guys, we had 4 days to turn the whole company around and to move all classes online. So you have a vision, you know you have to do that. There's a stack and a ton of things that you need to do, but still you need to involve everybody to make sure that they feel comfortable and that they feel also part of the team. So luckily I have a very strong team, as I have already shown you before. As you can see, we do have like a get together with the students usually once a month where we all meet in a restaurant. We have our teachers on the bottom right corner, for example, that have a get together every now and then. They just chat. We do teachers bowling, for example. So our team is quite strong, which is why I had the possibility of really using them also as a foundation for the Corona crisis. And so I found different ways of involving my strong team in the crisis and of using their help also. And first of all, of course, I sat down and I had a plan. Okay, how do we manage through the crisis? What is my vision? Where do I want to go? And I then prepared certain things and then also delegated and checked afterwards as well. So for example, I told you training was a big thing when we moved online. And I did the first 2 trainings, but then in these trainings, I actually at the same time trained my team members to give the trainings as well. So after the first 2 trainings, I didn't do them by myself anymore, but I had my team. They knew exactly what was to do. They had their training, or they held their training to the teachers and did that wonderfully. But at the same time, I was always there. So even though I did different organizational work in the background, for example, I joined the training online, turned myself on mute, turned my video off, so that if the team had questions during those teacher trainings, they could still always come to me and ask me questions, and I was always there to check up on them. And if if you use your team so much, it is even more important to also then support the team and motivate them, to really tell the team when they have done great work, and to be thankful for what they're doing, and to also tell that to the team. I think that is also very important. The teachers had a wonderful initiative simply because they all are very strong together. They have a strong bond, so they formed their own WhatsApp group. They have suddenly invited me. I didn't even know about it. I was very thankful for that. And in this WhatsApp group, they have set up a teacher's buddy system for themselves. So teachers help other teachers when they feel very comfortable with the system. Then they support the other teachers and help them whenever they have difficulties. And it is very nice that everybody wants to help in this crisis and everybody wants to do something. And I think as a true leader, it is very important to include the people then also in the decision making. Like me, for example, I have decided to go on with hybrid classes. And I had already communicated that to the teachers even before we turned online, before everything moved to online classes, and the teachers were pretty much against the hybrid classes, but simply because they didn't know what it was. So I included them, I showed them what hybrid was, I showed them in the teachers training what it was like, and I also explained to them in detail why I decided that hybrid training would be the only possible way to go in future. And now I'm very happy that all our courses are hybrid by now. So we have basically moved from offline classes to online classes to hybrid classes. Quite a challenge. So the third thing that I want to share with you is definitely ask for help. Very important, something that I think everybody has to learn, because people in general don't like to ask for help. You don't like to share your weakness, don't like to kind of say where things go difficult for you or are difficult for you. And asking for help, though, is a very, very important part also in a crisis, because you have to know when you go wrong. So I did that. Definitely, I communicated my challenges. I talked to many different people. I must say my friends and also my family was a big, big help. I had great discussions with my family, also with my mom, with my brother, kind of on where we think that this is going in Germany with Corona, where we think or what we think, what kind of impact Corona has on the community, and how this can impact Sprachinstitut Berlin, and how also I can kind of go and support Sprachinstitut Berlin further to kind of grow out of this crisis. Another very big help was my huge business network. JCI played a huge part in this. I had, for example, a wonderful friend that I know from JCI who is in Servus TV, which is a TV channel here in Germany, and he managed to get me into the 7 p.m. news actually on Servus TV, and that completely for free, very spontaneous. He called me at noon. I was in the language school at 3 o'clock. We did the video, and then at 7 o'clock I was in the news with my logo and everything, which was quite a big of a help as well. I grew a new network actually, so I added the Fachverband Deutscher Sprachreiseverein, which is basically also, it is a network kind of language schools and also, language traveling organizations. And they were quite a help to stay up to date, because I think in Indonesia probably it is quite the same, that the laws change so regularly that the government has difficulty communicating whom this law kind of belongs to, or whom this law kind of affects. So we had difficulty figuring out what are language schools allowed to do. When are they allowed to come back to the language school? When are they not allowed to do? What kind of restrictions do we have to follow? And it was quite helpful to be in such a network to get this information and to see how other language schools are doing and how they are also dealing with the crisis. Also, the Chamber of Commerce here in Germany, they have set up a newsletter ever since we have Corona, which is, I think, weekly. I'm not quite sure, but I think it is weekly, with kind of the newest information for companies, for smaller companies, larger companies, and they have also set up the information, for example, that a radio company has offered free radio spots for all organizations that face Corona at the moment, and so we also joined that. We had a really fun hour, I think, organizing the radio spot. It was a lot of fun, and our spot was actually then also played on the radio for free, which was quite a bit of a help. And governmental support. I'm pretty sure that you are also interested in knowing how does the German government support companies here in Germany. We have different support systems here in Germany that have been set up by the government that we can receive. And the one that I want to talk about, for example, the one that Sprachinstitut Berlin was allowed to receive is, let me just see that so that I say it correctly. So we had the possibility, or all companies that had between 6 and 10 employees at the time of Corona had the possibility of receiving 15,000 euros as a support, as a one-time support, which we don't have to pay back. So we received that completely for free. 15,000 euros, I have calculated that in rupiah, is 245 million rupiah. Quite a big number. And you guys probably think, wow, that is quite big, that is wonderful. Germany does so much to support their companies. It does. We're very thankful for the 15,000 euros. We're very happy for it, and it is quite a help also, of course. But you guys have to also think about what it means. In Germany, we have a minimum wage that we have to pay our employees. And the minimum wage in Germany is 1,500 euros a month. And so this support that we have received is for companies from 6 to 10 employees, right? So if you calculate 1,500 times 6 employees, then you already get to 9,000 euros per month. So basically 150 million per month, you already have, like 150 million rupiahs per month, you already have to calculate only for employee costs if you pay the minimum wage, which of course is only very little here in Germany. And so most companies pay more, way more than the minimum wage. So just to see that in relation, that the 15,000 euros was quite a help, of course, but still in relation to what actually the cost of holding a company with 6 to 10 employees is, 15,000 euros is just a very little bit. Yeah, but of course then another thing that helped me also was extended friends. So I communicated my challenges to friends, to family, and actually friends of friends helped me to find quick solutions then to move my company hybrid. As I have told you guys, hybrid means that all of the classrooms need a big screen. They need a conference room, basically. My school was not equipped with that before Corona. So during the time of Corona, during the time when we went online, I had a friend of my friend come into the school and basically move the whole school into a technology school set up the whole system, which took him actually a whole week, but now everything works fine. So yeah, sometimes you don't know where you get your help. Number 4, communicate openly and honestly and in time is very important. In time. If you look at the change kind of that people go through whenever they go through change, first they go through shock. Maybe you guys also feel it, that you have realized that, or that you went through these stages whenever you realized that Corona was coming to Indonesia. So first you go through shock. Really, is this really going on now? Then you start with denial. No, it's not possible that we all have to stay at home now. This is really not possible. And then you go into frustration. I cannot stay at home. This is impossible. I want to go out. I want to meet my friends. You become depressive maybe. You feel lonely. You don't know where this is going. You feel like this is the end of the world. And then you start to experiment. Maybe you have experimented then to have a Zoom meeting with your friends, to meet with your friends online, to find different ways. And then you make a decision of how this will continue, and then you integrate it in your daily life, and you integrate this in how you want to do things in future. And I had to make sure that my team goes through this within 4 days. Because as mentioned, Friday we made the change of plan, and on Tuesday we had all courses online. And for me it was very important that the teachers stood behind the decision of going online, because they have to communicate to the students why the online course is still a good course. And in order to do that, to kind of go through this stage with the teachers and to support the teachers in going through all of these stages within this short time period, it's very important to communicate in time, to communicate honestly why decisions are being made, and to also give them a view of where Sprachinstitut Berlin will stay in future and where the company will stay in future, to give them an outlook of what it will look like in future, and to support them and help them. I had many phone calls with many different teachers. Sometimes I felt like a psychiatrist, but it was a lot of help that I gave them in supporting them and listening to them and finding out what their difficulty was. And then also finding solutions and being creative is very, very important. Finding solutions, of course, I mean, if you're not allowed to do in-present classrooms, of course you have to then find a solution of doing something else. But it is also very important to see the individual and to react to that. I have told you guys, so I had to talk to quite many teachers to go with them through the curve of change. And the difficulty is to really listen, what do they say? And what is their real challenge? What stands behind what they say? I had teachers saying, online teaching will never work. I cannot teach online. The system is crap. How can I teach a language when I can barely understand the students that are online? But then, of course, it is important to just ask the right questions, because when I then ask the right questions and ask, okay, what exactly is it that that is bothering you with the system, or why can you not understand the students, then you find out, okay, there are teachers that are having internet problems, there are teachers that use a very, very old laptop and cannot use that laptop, and maybe they have already ordered a laptop, they just don't feel comfortable telling you that it needs another week until it arrives. So what we have done then is we found individual solutions. So at the beginning, we had teachers coming to the school using our laptops, using our computers, teaching online classes, and us also being there, being able to support them, helping them, looking over their shoulders and helping them. We didn't have any students coming in, but still we were able to support the teachers at the beginning. Also, simple solutions are often the best. You see what I do whenever I have webinars like this, for example. I didn't order a light to look good from the front, kind of like, you know, these YouTuber lights. No, I just used my very simple table lamp, and that helps as well. So sometimes you just have to find creative solutions in order to go through a crisis. What we also did, we also changed everything for when it comes to marketing. So I have mentioned our Sprachtreff before. We had a Sprachtreff once a month with our students offline. The Sprachtreff has now moved online. We have new cooperation partners that we work with. The Sprachtreff, by the way, is now also not only for our students, but it is completely for free for people from all over the world. So we communicate the Sprachtreff also on Facebook and on Meetup, and people can just join, practice the language, talk to our team as well. We have new offers for the students, additional offers, more conversation classes, smaller programs that the students can now book in addition to their classes. It is very important also to become creative when it comes to the offers that you give to your customers and the products that you give to your customers. Number 6, very, very important. I think everybody knows how difficult it can be in a crisis. You have to pull through. You have to keep going, even if you yourself find yourself maybe in the depressive stage of the change stages, and you have to find your personal motivation. And I think for everybody that is a little bit different. It always depends on what kind of person you are. The question is always, how can you motivate yourself? I go jogging regularly. I love to go jogging. I'm not sure if in Indonesia that is allowed at the moment. If you are allowed to go outside, here you can. So you can go outside, and luckily the weather has been really good. So that's what I do to exercise myself. What I and my colleague did is we thought about all the things that you can do in times of Corona, which you could not do before. So you see this wonderful picture of the Brandenburger Tor here in Berlin. Normally, the Brandenburger Tor is packed with tourists. So normally, it is not possible all alone. Well, in times of Corona, it is possible. Also, we have different imbisses here, for example, in Berlin, which are very touristy and very popular. So sometimes in order to get a Döner, for example, at Mustafa's Gemüsedöner, you need to wait for 2 hours in line in order to receive that possibility, in order to order. So in times of Corona, I waited 15 minutes for that. So find the little things that you can enjoy in times of Corona. And then also, of course, share those things with others. So you can see my team here on the left side again. You see our office dog, which was always there. You see our school at that time was a big mess because we were changing everything for the hybrid classes. And on the right side, you can see my colleague. We had to celebrate her 1-year anniversary in our school in time of Corona. But of course, because toilet paper was scarce here in Germany, she received a toilet paper roll as a thank you for staying with us for a year. So yeah, you have to kind of embrace the little things and have fun with the little things in times of Corona, I think. And the 7th thing that I want to share is reinforcement. I think reinforcement is a big thing. I have already mentioned that shortly before. It is very important to motivate your team, to be there with your team, and to not forget how much your team is doing for you and how much they are actually helping you in going through the crisis. It is not possible to do everything by yourself. It is not possible to just handle everything yourself. You need your team, you need a good supportive team, and you need to also motivate your team. And I think that is very important in the time of Corona. So basically, just an overview again for you guys, the 7 things that I have learned to embrace change, and the 7 things that I find very, very important now in times of Corona. But another thing that I also want to share with you is, of course, it's not over yet. As I have mentioned to you, my company went through the change twice. So we online classes, and then from there, from online classes to hybrid classes. You would think that once you've gone through the first change, the second change is not that difficult anymore. Well, it still is. Still, the second change was just as difficult as the first one and still is. So it is important, especially now, to consistently look into the future and to challenge yourself to what do you see and how do you think that things will evolve in the future, and to kind of find your own idea of what the future brings. As mentioned, the hybrid classes, I had the idea of hybrid classes. Many people were against it. It was difficult for me to communicate the hybrid classes, but to be honest, in my head, I just did not have any idea of what else or what other possibility there is to have a quality class in future with Corona being in your life. And I think it will stay in our lives for quite some more time. And to also then find out how can your business fit into the future and into the future that you see. Of course, you cannot always be right. You can always make mistakes, and you have to value the possibility that you have made a mistake. As mentioned, I thought I would directly go to hybrid classes, had to change my plan to then only do online classes with the school in order to embrace Corona. But it all worked fine as long as you allow yourself to also make mistakes, I think. And with that, I would say thank you very much for your time and thank you for listening. Do let me know whenever you have any questions. I'm very, very happy to answer those for you.
All right, thank you so much. What an insight, Lilian. I think, so jadi teman-teman, ini karena tadi Lilian ada menyebutkan tingkah atau tingkah laku ya, atau pola hidup kita sekarang ini udah berubah karena corona. Jadi tadi saya suka ada satu Lilian sempat mention, you did mention about forecasting, right? Yes, I learned that through JCI as well. Jadi aku belajar ini di JCI, kita harus memprediksi apa yang akan terjadi. Jadi bukan menunggu coronanya lewat, we don't wait for the corona to pass, but we predict what will happen. Jadi kita akan memprediksi dan kita akan membuat planning ke depannya supaya kita bisa adjust dengan apa yang tadi Lilian share. Dan ngomong-ngomong tentang tadi, Lilian ada menyebutkan beberapa koneksi yang dia terbantu oleh JCI. Jadi saya juga pengen share. Nah, speaker yang kedua ini adalah bentuk, saya kenal teman ini dari JCI juga, dan melalui ini kita menjalin suatu hubungan bisnis yang baik, dan melalui JCI juga. Jadi saya perkenalkan teman saya ini, dia adalah APDC Treasurer, bendahara APDC, yang dimana APDC itu adalah Asia Pacific Development Council yang membantu negara-negara yang masih membutuhkan dukungan-dukungan. Jadi dia ini keliling kemana-mana. Kemarin kalau nggak salah dia mendapat misi di Timor Leste. Jadi dia membantu Timor Leste untuk mengembangkan ataupun member-member di sana untuk develop menjadi lebih baik. Dan dia juga adalah Executive Assistant dari JCI EVP Ryubun yang di Jepang. Jadi dia itu adalah Executive Assistant-nya juga. Dia berasal dari Kurashiki, Okayama, itu dekat dengan Osaka. Dan dia itu sudah keliling kemana-mana saja. Jadi tiap kali ketemu, oh Kaz, you are here. He is everywhere. So
yes, I'm always there.
Yes, you are always everywhere. So day one you were here, and then the next day you were somewhere else.
Yes.
So I present to you Kazufumi Watanabe, please.
Hello, greeting from. Oh yeah, thank you very much. Greeting from Japan, everybody. Greeting and see my brother Willie and Dudu and Yoga and everybody. LPSG, and also speaker Lilian San in German. Greeting, こんばんは. And first of all, please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Kazufumi Watanabe. I'm from the Kurashiki, Japan. And when I was college, I was in the United States in Santa Monica in California. And I studied sociology, and then back to Japan, and I worked for the hotel. I did the management division. So I did everything at the four-star hotel. And after that, I switched to the investment real estate company. And also I'm the executive officer right now. And I start the IAGT company, which is working with Willie or many friends in the world, which is international business consulting company. It's amazing, interesting. And also after COVID-19, many things has been stopped. As you know, in the world, bunch of the people is situation of COVID-19. Japan also has over how many? 107.7万人だから17,000 people has a COVID-19 situation, and many business has been stopped. So I also started the new businesses, which is a cleaning company in Japan. You know, many places is suffering the situation of COVID-19. Many people in need to clean up the room or their facilities. So I started the new business in the COVID-19. And it's a quick, brief, my introduction about me. And I want to back to the NSC Willie Kay.
Sure.
Is okay?
So, yes. And,
please ask me something.
Okay.
I'm too shy.
SG Yoga.
Yeah.
I noticed that the chat is being disabled. Maksudnya ini, ayo kita lebih relax ya. Jadi sama teman-teman kalau misalnya pengen nanya apa, kita buka deh chatnya supaya teman-teman bisa tanya hari ini dari Jerman dan Jepang. Apa aja yang pengen ditanyakan itu boleh kita sharing sama-sama, kita belajar sama-sama. Jadi di sini inilah JCI, kita saling bertukar pikiran, apa yang kita bisa aplikasikan dari ke sini ataupun ke sana itu kita boleh sharing. Chat room-nya udah dibuka ya?
Sudah TNB, energi maksud saya.
Okay. Okay. So, all right, probably we will have to wait for the rest of the question to come. So maybe you can share a bit, like, how do you start a new business during this pandemic?
Okay, thank you very much.
And maybe like some tips as well to keep the business running or effective sales strategy during this pandemic.
Okay, thank you very much, NSC Willie Kay. And
Sure.
actually, I started the new business, which is the cleaning company, with the JCI friend. You know, JCI, there is a bunch of members all over the world. Let's say 200,000 members in the world. And
130 plus country, right?
Yes.
130 lebih negara yang ada JCI-nya. Alright.
And in Japan, there is about 30 to 40,000 members, and local chapter is about 700 right now. So I have so many friends thanks to the JCI. And when I see everybody talk about the pandemic, what is the situation? What is the situation? What is the situation? What can we do for together? What we can do for together? And many people say, oh, maybe this one is in need, because everybody asking us, because JCI member has a bunch of the widely network in the world in Japan. So everybody has a big antenna. and that is a tip for start the new businesses. There is a demand, so just we started because we have the resources. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Actually, I want to add more about what we are actually doing right now, but because I'm the moderator, I think
Okay.
I will have you answer it, right? So
Thank you, brother.
Probably tell them about how we support the small to medium enterprises by supporting what we can do. Like for me, I'm a branding consultant, and for you, you do marketing. So what we do to support them, because during these pandemic times, they will have a lot of issues as the financial issues or any like employment. So probably you can tell them like what we do.
Okay. I think there is a good example. Let's say Lilian-san and Willie, because they mentioned about their strong point, right? Let's say that Lilian-san is a language specialist, and also Willie is a marketing specialist. Okay, there is a demand. I want to do this one. Who can be that? Who can be the part of this? Oh, there's a Lilian-san. There's a Willie Kay. Okay, let's call them. It is a good point. So please specify and sharpness of your strongest. It is what I can make advice everybody.
Yes, and today I actually just learned from Lilian that actually there is a business language. There is a business language to, you need to learn. Yes, and maksudnya business language itu sesuatu yang digunakan pada saat bisnis. Jadi it will make you probably look better, and seal the deal between businesses is more easier than you use a common language. That will, I think, is that true, Lilian?
Yeah. Yes. I learned from the Lilians so much today.
Yeah.
Well prepared.
Yes, very prepared. And okay, let us check on the room. SG, do you have any others to add in? Come on, from the audience. This is a very good opportunity. Jadi ini kesempatan yang sangat luar biasa ya, teman-teman. Kalau bisa, ayo siapa mau sharing juga boleh. Sorry, anak gua lagi main. Alright, so IPP Zella. IPP Zella, ada pertanyaan?
NSG, ada pertanyaan di chat room?
Yes.
Tidak, Bang Dahlan.
Okay. So someone asking how about the condition of the economy and entrepreneurs in Japan after the COVID? Probably we can share a bit at the moment the condition, because maybe the COVID is yet to over, right?
Okay, let me talk about Japan, the economic situation. The declaration of the emergency is start from the middle of the April to the end of the May, and all restaurants, not all restaurants, most of restaurants stopped, and most of the tourist place, let's say the hotel and people who can gather in place, closed. That means most of the place is like, how can I say, ghost house, ghost town. Nobody walking around the city yet. Crazy. When I walk around city, I saw, oh my gosh, is that Hollywood? There's so many people before. Or right now, nobody. Oh my gosh. I saw there is a camera. And it's, the shooting, but no, it's just a pandemic. It's not kidding, but it's crazy for me. When I was living in United States in California, sometimes road has been closed. Nobody walking, just shooting car. Shooting is just a video shooting, okay? Shooting car is doing for the movie shooting. Same situation in Japan, many places, something like that. And I asked some of my friends who own the restaurant, and they said in Osaka, they said 95% sales is decreased, only 5% compared to last year. Can you imagine? It's crazy. That's why the Japanese government start to support the kind of restaurant or company. But it's not enough. Let's say in Osaka, central Osaka, let's say 100 square meter, the restaurant. Let's take a guess. How much the rent? About 4 to 5,000 USD. But then nobody walking around. It's just expense is going out, and then also people, the owner hires the people. We have to pay the salary every month. The expense is crazy. So actually, maybe end of this month, many company is how can I say chapter 9, chapter 11 in Japanese? No, bankrupt. Sorry, bankrupt. And actually, the economy is not good right now. Is that good answer, or you want to ask me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So probably let me share a bit about the Kurashiki historical area that you showed me the other day.
Thank you.
Jadi aku sering sama Kas ini kadang kita bahas bisnis. Jadi kita sering Zoom. Jadi pernah sekali dia pas itu ada satu historical area di dekat rumahnya. Jadi dia itu pernah sekali dia nunjukin ke saya kalau di sana itu sama sekali nggak ada orang. Padahal itu kayak tempat turis yang biasanya selalu ramai. Boleh dicek, namanya Kurashiki Historical Area. Itu biasanya tempat syuting film, jadi kayak ini ya mungkin New York lah itu Avenue gitu. Jadi ramenya itu seperti itu. Tapi kemarin itu pas COVID satu orang pun nggak ada. So I was telling them about last time you showed me the historical areas which like not even one person. Ya, itu di belakang background dia. Ada pertanyaan lagi kah? Let me check the chat.
NSG, saya tadi izin share pertanyaan dari beberapa perwakilan dari Himpunan Mahasiswa Manajemen. Ada 3 pertanyaan.
Boleh.
Oke,
ini
tadi saya udah
mau ditujukan kepada siapa? Oke. Saya buka kedua-duanya aja ya.
Oke.
Okay. So, all right. So, thank you, Kas, for sharing a bit of the situation in Japan. And now we are going for the Q&A session for Lilian and Kazufumi. And here we have a question for you both. So, I will go for Lilian first. And how effective for young entrepreneurs to overcome the impact of this COVID-19, which is very detrimental to the business that is run?
Well, I think as young entrepreneurs, we are more open to change, probably. I mean, young people normally embrace the change, want the change, they want to change their future, they want to change the world also. And therefore, I think we are very lucky as young entrepreneurs to, be now at this point, and we can use then Corona, as a growth factor and also as a possibility. Because I mean, here, just as the same as in Japan, restaurants are closed. I also pay quite a bit for the school. In central Berlin, rent is not cheap here as well. I had the possibility of moving everything online. Many different other language schools did not manage to do that as quickly, and many other language schools also do not turn into hybrid classes, which I changed my school into, and therefore also many other language schools right now are still closed, even though Germany is slowly coming back to normal. And so it is very important, as I have mentioned also before, to kind of see where does it go and kind of embrace the change and think positively about the change, to be open to adjust to it. Because I think if you're not open to the change, then you basically walk backwards.
Yes, of course. Okay, Lilian, while you at it, here's a question, a very good question, actually. Well, it was mentioned that Germany is one of the countries that successfully handled COVID-19, that you see on the news. And then Cheers is asking, maybe you can share about how the Germany government support to companies, especially for the small, medium enterprise.
Yes, so as I have mentioned before, there are different support systems that the government has. We have one support system for companies that have less than or 5 employees or less than 5 employees. We have another system for companies of 6 to 10 employees. And then we have something new now for companies that have more than 10 employees. So the first thing that the company has rolled out was actually the support for companies that have less than 5 employees. They were entitled to 5,000 euros here in Berlin, but it changes actually from state to state a little bit, but more or less it's 5,000 each. And then the 15,000 for companies from 6 to 10 employees. And the companies that have 10 employees or more, actually, we are just rolling out the support system there. So they have been left alone for quite some time now. And so it is not quite settled what the government is really doing there. But in addition to that, Germany has quite some more help things. So it doesn't only give out money. In addition to that, Germany allowed us, because we have quite some strict rules when it comes to wages and when it comes to having employees. So you are not allowed to strictly fire employees in Germany. They have a very big healthcare system. We have very many additional costs when we have employees. So in addition to what I said, the minimum wage of 1,500, we have an additional about 30% on top of this 1,500 for social care for that employee that we as a company have to pay. And the government allowed us to give the employees kind of a shorter work time, to have them work shorter than normal. And the company then also took over these additional 30% costs that we have for social care for the employees, and we also had to then pay only the time that the employee actually worked, which then reduced the costs of the employees a little bit. But of course, if you needed your employees completely, then it did not reduce your costs. So it's always a dependence on whether you closed your business completely or not. Then also, what else did the government also do? A lot of help communication, kind of what can you do, what can you not do. The Chamber of Commerce did quite some help there as well. So those were the biggest things, actually.
Amazing. So this is like a grant Is it, or from the government?
No, the support that I have mentioned before, that is paid basically once because of Corona, and we don't have to pay that back. The government also allowed companies access to grants in times of Corona, but those then are completely separate. But of course, those grants are a big help for liquidity.
All right. All right. So next one we have. Oh, sorry. Is ready? Is it answering your question? Ready, Hendra. Apakah menjawab pertanyaan? Okay, thank you. Cici, we have Cici here, Kaz. I'm gonna. Okay, no, I think Cici will have to unmute yourself and ask the question, please.
Thank you, SG.
Cici, yes.
Sorry. Hi, everyone. I'm
Hello.
Cici for JCI Indonesia International Affair, and also I'm QR Cause employees. I'm in the same team with Kaz and APDC, Asia Pacific Development Council, and JCI.
Yes.
Actually, I have two questions. One is, hello?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you. Hello? We lost Cici.
I think we lost her.
Okay.
Hello? Yeah.
All right, so
I have two
you're
questions.
back. All right, please.
One is I'm wondering, in Japan, Kazu, in Japan, how effective is work from home, and how is the
How is what?
I think she has a bad reception.
Yes.
how is the impact of work from home?
Actually, most of Japanese people are not most, many old ages people not familiar with the computer or smartphone. So some people doesn't use the internet or just the internet, click internet, just watching the YouTube or something like that. So not familiar with IT. So that is a kind of problem right now. Homework. Is that your answer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm wondering in the very small city, is it can be like that or not?
Mostly yes.
But I think it's the same difficulty everywhere around the world. I think Berlin has the same difficulty that in smaller cities, and also the elderly people have difficulty then with going online. Not necessarily elderly, really old people, but it starts already, like when I look at my teachers, for example, teachers in their mid-40s sometimes have difficulties because they don't have an up-to-date computer or something. It's often just the small things also.
And also, my second question is, in Japan and Germany also, I'm wondering, in my city, Surabaya here, it's a bit difficult to having physical distance, and the private company and also SMEs is having their problem because they cannot having the activity. my question is, and the government still having their public, services, they still on. So my question is it the same too in Germany and also in Japan, that the social distance or physical distance cannot be effectively done there and affect with the business, right?
Let's say we have to do the social distance. So let's say in the restaurant, there is let's say 100 table, 100 seat. Maybe the right now half or quarter or something, because we have to make a social distance in the in the restaurant. So difficult. So it's super affected the restaurant or service economy right now in Japan.
In Germany, the rules are quite strict when it comes to social distancing, and also the fines are quite high when you are caught not doing the social distancing. I mean, you all probably also know that Germans are very good in adhering to rules. We embrace the rules, we enjoy the rules most of the time, if you're not in Berlin, I guess. So actually in Germany, people adhere to the rules most of the time. Of course, you always have here and there people that don't adhere to that. And you always find those. Berlin is very special because Berlin is a city that is known to be the city of the free, the city where you can go wild, the city where all people are crazy. And because of that, Berlin is always a little bit different than the rest of Germany. So here, actually, the social distancing is not practiced as well as in other cities of Germany, but other than that, in Germany, people are quite strict. Like when I talk to my friends, for example, they are also very strict. They don't meet with other people and stuff like that. So also when it comes to restaurant in our language school and things like that, everywhere we have signs, everything is very strict and people adhere to it as well.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay. So here's the thing. Someone asked, like, during this time, many people have to lose their jobs, and many entrepreneurs have to lose their customers, and many companies have decided to have a price war with their competitors for the sake of their products or service to be sold. Is this a good for entrepreneurs' business? Well, for me, I don't think it's good, but what about you guys? And maybe you can give some reason or solution for them. Probably they are experiencing this. Maybe we can start from Kaz.
So let me talk about my situation. For me, in my opinion, for the entrepreneur, it is a good chance because entrepreneur is so flexible, and maybe everybody is here is so young, easy to work, quickly to change. I think Liliana mentioned about that. Please think about if the society, the world has been changed. It is a chance. There is a many demand. They think about that. And compared to the big company, if you think it, you can challenge right now after this session. Compared to big company, it's super easy. It is up to you. Everything up to you. Everything you can see the demand. You can see the customer right now. So for me, the COVID-19 situation is sometimes good for the entrepreneur. It is from me. Yeah, go ahead.
I completely agree that COVID-19 now is a big opportunity also for smaller business to challenge the bigger businesses. Like my language school, we are the only language school that does that. So I have not heard of another language school that goes that direction, and therefore we are the first language school that can also allow students back to our classrooms. So I think it's a good way to go into competition with others simply by dropping the prices. That is not a solution, to just go cheaper, 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 cheaper. But to find different ways, to find new solutions to challenge the others, to find new ways of serving the customers. I think that is very important, and that is essential, and that is something that you can definitely do since Corona, simply by restructuring your company, by organizing new things, offering new products. Definitely a big, big opportunity. You're still on silent, Willie.
Thank you. That's brilliant. I mean, as I expected from two amazing speakers. So yes, jadi teman-teman sebenarnya bukan kita give up atas bisnis kita ya. Jadi kita harus mengubah cara approach kita kepada customer, kepada yang lain. Karena seperti tadi yang sudah kita sebutkan, pola hidup dan tingkah laku customer kita udah berubah karena corona ini. Jadi sebaiknya kita seperti yang tadi kita pelajari dari kedua speaker ini, kita harus mengubah cara approach kita kepada customer kita. Karena ya melalui planning dan sebagainya dan forecasting, prediksi, apalagi yang harus kita perbuat untuk kita tes dan test error, test run. I think we have to do a lot of review, right, Lilian, for this. You know, we keep trying and trying, see whether to fix it or, you know, improve the program that we offer. So, good. And probably SG, kita masih ada waktu atau gimana?
Kayaknya tinggal 2 menit lagi sih SG.
Oke. Masih ada pertanyaan lain kah? Kalau enggak, saya tutup dengan satu pertanyaan terakhir ini.
Ini ada NSC dari PLP Zela.
Okay, yes. We have our IPP. So, hi Kaz and Lilian, how to manage business finances for COVID-19, especially to be able to continue to pay employees in condition like this. So what will you guys do? Please go ahead, Lilian.
All right.
Yeah,
I mean, first of all, of course, you need to have a backup. Whenever you have a company, of course, you want to have a backup so that in times of crisis, you have something so that you're not going bankrupt within the first week. That, of course, is important, but then you have to also find new ways of income. So, like, for example, I have moved my classes online. I was able to continue giving my products to the customers simply on a different basis. Now I have moved to hybrid, so I still continue to give the product to my customers. But then I also look for new income opportunities. And so what I'm building right now is a language community within Sprachinstitut Berlin, which you can then kind of enter also and only enter into that community and pay for that without adding the language schools for the language courses, because those are more expensive kind of. So also adding little additional products that can help the customer and that can give you also additional revenue is very important to kind of gain then more for the company and to be able to kind of steer through that crisis.
What about you, Kaz?
Okay,
Yes.
so as I mentioned about if the situation has been changed, we can find a new businesses or start just a new start new thing. It is the good for the employee too. So if the now business is not working that much, just switch to the new one, and we can earn our salary. What I think it is what I'm thinking right now.
Okay, so that is pretty important, right? I think all of us have to agree that firing employees is not an option and also not a solution for both of us. So I think we have to work on some plan to continue that we can afford to pay them the salary, and of course to continue the business. That is the best. So HIPMI Jela, do they answer your questions? Good. All right. She's Sai. She's a very beautiful president during my year.
Wow.
Yes. And okay. So I have this last question. Since you both are in JCI, all of us in JCI, probably I would like to ask how to practice a good leadership. And if we follow this JCI organization, what changes can we make to others around us? So maybe this question is asked from someone who's not yet a JC member, a prospect member. Probably they want to know about how to practice a good leadership. Yes, Kaz, please. Can you explain?
Okay. In my opinion, JCI is like gym. If you join the gym, it doesn't make any sense, right? But if you go to the restaurant do everything, just sitting down and just make an order and everything comes on the table. But JCI is not like that. JCI is a gym. If join the JCI, just do it. And you can practice how to manage the team or how to make a project, how to see the demand. About 2 years ago, me and Willie and Judu, maybe here, and Chichi, we did the 60 years anniversary project, Japan and Indonesia. Also, it was an opportunity. And I think here's Ejiri-san. Ejiri-sanいますよね。あれいる。よし、いる。きっといる。And, it is a Japan-Indonesian project. It was amazing. I learned how to communicate with Indonesian, my brothers, and also how to negotiate in Japan people. It was a great, amazing project. Oh, and also, maybe Istia is here. Sorry, Istia. And just, you can try, and you can learn. There is a 200,000 entrepreneur or business owners here. You can learn from them. You can just do it. Everybody can teach you, and you can feel it. Same as the gym. Everybody knows Nike, right? Their slogan is just do it. I like the slogan. So JCI also just do it. It is from me. That's all.
Amazing. All right, Lilian. If I may to ask, since when you joined JCI?
I joined JCI in 2015. So same year I founded my company.
Oh, amazing. Okay, please, probably you can tell us what kind of the benefit or what JCI make you today through the leadership.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing as Kaz said. You just have to go to JCI and you just have to talk to the people. You just have to ask questions that challenge you. You have to communicate what faces you, what you have your difficulties with. And I'm very sure within JCI you find somebody that can help you. And it's sometimes very, very weird. Like, for example, I talked to somebody saying, oh, I'm having so much difficulty finding the right webcam for all of my rooms because webcams are impossible to get at the moment in Germany. And it's just somebody that has nothing to do with webcams at all. And I'm just, me just complaining. And then this person is like, oh, wait a minute. I have this and this over JCI with this here, and that person can help you. And boom, I have my cameras. And it's
Right.
also help and growth and figuring out and also good discussions, because often you need a discussion partner to have ideas on your for yourself and for your own company. And JCI helps in having good discussion partners to then grow ideas. And I think that is also a main part of it.
Amazing.
Oh,
So,
can I add one thing?
Yeah, sure.
And everybody, please imagine, is there any other way to see the over 200,000 business owner place? Can you see? There is a 200,000 example here, including the senior, maybe 1 million. I don't know any other organization except the JCI. You know, here's in Japan, and she's in German. Everybody in Indonesia, right? I don't think any other the young people's organization.
That's very true. But of course, you have to start from yourself. Jadi kita harus dari diri kita dulu ya. We have to make a change for ourselves. Do you want to improve yourself? If you don't have that courage to improve yourself, probably it will be a bit difficult to support. But if, let's say, you have a heart that or the passion that you want to improve, I think the whole JCI members will support, like what we are doing right now. And to usually, if I'm sure that if we were to invite Lilian to give a speak or something, probably we have to pay her professionally. But through JCI, probably she would share it for us for free, right? So this is the impact that we do in JCI. And probably that will be all for today. Thank you so much, Kaz. Thank you so much, Lilian, for your time. Here I will get back to SG as the MC of the day. Thank you so much, everyone.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Lilian. Thank you, Kaz. And thank you, Kak Willy, NSG.
Thank you.
Oke, baik. Okay. Thank you for knowledge. Oke, untuk rundown selanjutnya yaitu closing statement oleh Lokal Presiden JCI Bogor City, Kang Hasbulloh, Kak Hasbulloh. Waktu dan tempat kami persilakan. Alfi? Alfi?
Oh ya, SG, aku lupa juga kalau misalnya teman-teman sekalian mau connect ke Kaz atau mau connect ke Lilian atau teman-teman JCI yang lain, kita boleh sharing nanti atau kalau SG punya kontak mereka boleh sharing ke mereka juga supaya kita bisa saling belajar.
Oke, ya sih.
Oke, atau kalau misalnya LP sedang ada kegiatan, mungkin bisa diwakili oleh IPP Jela.
IPP Jela boleh. IPP Jela.
Untuk closing remarks-nya, yes. Please.
IPP Jela. Oke, wait. Kayaknya lagi siap-siap nih.
Oh, oke.
Halo.
Halo.
Hai.
Kedengeran?
Kedengeran,
Yes.
Bibi.
Kedengeran.
Oke. Ini ngedadak banget ya. Aduh, mohon maaf.
Just do it.
Okay. Thank you everyone for today. Thank you for Kaz. Thank you for Lilian. Thank you for NSG Willy. Thank you for SG Yoga. Thank you for IPP Dudu here. And thank you for everyone who joined with us this night. I guess the sharing is very good and very help for me, especially for my business or maybe for our business, for anybody in JCI. I hope this is not just for tonight, our sharing not just for tonight, but we can we can sharing for the next time. Maybe we can join in webinar like this in another time. Maybe this is my greetings, and yes, thank you very much, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, IPP.
Yes, thank you.
Energy, ayo kita foto session.
Yes. Ayo, let's have a photo session together.
A pose Bogor. Any pose?
Bogor City.
Bogor City.
Bogor City. Okay.
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 Hitung, SG.
Oke. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Oke, thank you.
Thank you.
Oke.
Okay, thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Dudu.
Kas, Lilian, BOD.
It's been a while. Udah lama nggak ketemu.
Dudu, you getting chubby.
Yes, style. This style.
RSG.
Cici, mana Cici?
All right.
Yeah.
I will be leaving, yeah, because I have the next
Okay.
meeting.
Oh yes.
Oke, thank you
All
Lilian.
right. Thank you, Lilian.
Thank you
Thank you,
Lilian.
guys.
Makasih.
Bye. Take care.
Care,
Take
bye.
care.
Yes.
you
Ejiri wa
calling
doko
me,
desu ka?
Chichi-san is here.
Hey, Cici.
Yes.
Where's the Chichi? Who is the Chichi? I don't know.
Guys, do not bring it here, you know.
Please, off recording, okay. And Willie, and so thank you very much, everybody, and see Willie and people from the Bogor. And actually,
Yes.
I invite my friends from the Japan, Kankun,
Yes.
and
Hi.
interested in the international businesses, and I invited.
Oh, that's
And
amazing.
also, Tada-kun is he is a research. あれどこ行ったTada-kunいる
あれ、どこですか？
どこですか父いたいた。He also my friend. And
Yes.
he is a researcher for the big data in Nagoya.
Oh. はじめまして。
And where is the AGD? He's gone?
Escape. He escaped.
Oh my gosh. Oh, he is here. Here is the AGD. AGD さん。ミュート解除。
はい。
もういいでしょ、AGD さん。大丈夫。もういい。Is it okay to drink here?
大丈夫。
はい。
Yes.
AGD さん。It's time to drink.
Bad
You
guys.
know, in Japan, 11 p.m. already. It's empty bottle.
Jadi SG masih banyak ini nggak mahasiswa di sini?
Ini sih.
Teman-teman mahasiswa masih ada yang stay?
Iya, ada beberapa.
Ada ya. Jadi
Iya.
teman-teman ini memang culture-nya orang Jepang. Mereka kalau untuk celebrate itu kita selalu ada sake atau bir. Jadi this is their culture. Jadi kita ya begitu kita saling menghargai. Makanya mereka juga kayak mengajak kita untuk sharing.
Sorry.
Hi.
Everybody is Muslim here?
I'm not.
I know you are not Muslim. International Muslim. Because I just
You're
ordered in alcohol here.
Cici
I
Noru
just apologize.
Muslim Janai.
大丈夫？
大丈夫。
It's okay.
OK,
大丈
OK,
夫。
OK. 日本の皆様、
Jadi
ちょっとムス
Kas-
リ、Yes.
Sorry, si Kas minta izin katanya dia menjelaskan ke teman-temannya kalau Muslim itu gimana gitu.
日本の皆様、今、ムスリムの人の前で私お酒を注いでしまったので大丈夫かなって聞いたところです。
皆様、乾杯。
乾杯。多田君なんか面白いこと喋ってよ。なんでやねん。いつも面白いじゃん。ちなみに今
Sih kalau teman-teman mahasiswanya mau ngobrol boleh juga.
Boleh, oke.
Dipersilakan aja.
Yang mau nanya langsung boleh di-unmute. Langsung tanya-tanya sharing.
さん、どこですか？
久しぶり、エジリ。
エジリ。なんでエジリさん喋らない？
I miss you,
I
brother.
just saw you, Ejiri. Sorry. I'm not recognize you here. Oops.
カン君寝ちゃダメよ。起きてよ。So everybody please speak to Kankun. He wants to do the international project. He very interested in that.
Ejiri,
Yes.
Asapi.
Wow.
何それ？
This is a souvenir from Ejiri when he visit us.
NSG.
Oh,
I also still have
Oh.
one.
Ah,
Hi there.
Wait.
I also still have one. Cheers.
cheers.
Wait.
Cheers.
Cheers, cheers, cheers.
Cheers. Cheers with different drinks. Cheers.
This is from Bogor.
Oops.
Oh yeah, Bogor.
Bogor.
Everyone want cookies?
Pass.
Cheers, cheers.
Bogor member gave me.
Kas, IPP is offering you cookies.
Oh, thank
IPP
you.
Zera.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Aku nggak di
Because
offering ya.
it's a custom. Oh yeah, you haven't wish them a good Hari Raya. They are celebrating their New Year.
NSG.
Yes.
Tadi saya ngirim chat di WA.
Okay.
Oke, wait.
なんでいじりさん喋らんと？もうミュー
So
ト解除
meanwhile
してる
we're
のに。
waiting the gampai, you need to sing the song. Kazu.
乾いた。
All right. Kas.
Yes.
Let's meet in another session. I think
Okay.
they are going for the report evaluation.
Oh, okay. Don't evaluate about the
Yes.
drinking, okay? Except drinking. After party.
Right.
Most
Let's
important.
meet
Thank you
in
so much,
another room.
everyone.
Let's
Thank
meet in
you.
another room.
Another room.
Yes.
Let's do the next
Another
door.
room.
Hi.
Yes.
Next door.
Oke.
Next door.
Okay, thank you.
Bye bye.
Terima kasih.
Bye semuanya.
Bye.
Bye, Kas.
Bye bye. ありがとうよかね。バイバイ。ピピ。
ありがとうございます。またね。
あ